What's up? What's going on? What's happening? Let's talk about it. Okay, so in today's live, we're gonna be discussing. We're gonna be, bro. There's a now popular phenomenon sweeping. I'm talking about sweeping over TikTok, and it's made its way to YouTube as well. It's a very popular phenomenon, and it's called drizzle drizzle. Drizzle drizzle. It's going on. It's going on crazy right now on TikTok. It's called the soft guy era. What's going on now is called the soft guy era, and I kind of want to give some background and bring some context to what's been going on over on TikTok and on Twitter. And of course, it's just now making its way to YouTube. I want to give some context about it just so people know exactly what's going on and what to expect. And it's funny as fuck, okay? But there's two TikTok videos, right? There's two TikTok videos that that I want y'all to kind of watch with me, and I'm gonna pull them up on the screen, and okay, so it all started with these two creators. It all started with these two creators, and let me pull it up so you can see. It all started with these two creators, and those two creators are Amani Talks and Scarface Smart. Let's check this out.
All right, y'all. So I just broke up with my ex of 5 years, and
This man is so obsessed with me. He's made like three.
Well, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna have like a couple technical difficulties with that. But just to give you the breakdown and the back end of the story, right? So this young lady, her name is Amani Talk. She's a very popular TikToker and podcaster. Shout out to her. Shout out to Amani Talks, right? She makes a lot of salacious content and has a very nice following. People know who she is. They fuck with her. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It is what it is. And then you have Scarface Mark, who is kind of similar in his own right. And if I can,
Could you imagine if you wrote a song and recorded a song?
I'm gonna pull a video up. I'm gonna do it on my phone. Scarface Mark and Amani Talks. Let's pull it up and see.
And then you released it?
Okay.
So I've been made aware that the last
Cause she did a video about breaking up with a guy.
Hey, you guys. So I recently broke up with my boyfriend, and I didn't think that I was going to share this experience or this story just because it's not that big of a deal and it's kind of private too. But I decided to share it because I felt like the girls really needed to hear about this. So there are two major points I'm going to make, and I'm going to try to keep this very short. So, number one, the way that God has carried me throughout this breakup is really nothing short of amazing and unbelievable. Usually after a breakup, I'm a mess. Like, I've been known to cry in the club over a breakup. Like, I'm telling you, days, weeks, And the fact that that has not been my experience this time is only because of God. And I've been really trying to get back to my relationship with Him, first and foremost, so that He is leading my relationships from now on. Number two is, I feel like a lot of times when we all see these breakup stories, especially coming from the woman's perspective. It's always like this horror story, like, you know, the stuff that she's been through and what he put her through and all the stuff that she put up with. And we all look at her like, girl, why was you in that relationship? Like, why did you stay? But when I tell you guys that that's not my experience at all, like, it just wasn't. My ex was a great guy. Like, even after we broke up, still sending me flowers to my apartment. You know, like, just
Great
a
guy.
great guy, but for somebody else. And we didn't break up because of anything that he did to me, anything that I found out, or anything that I did to him. We literally broke up because just of small things that led me to understand
Small
that this was
things?
not my husband, and so I needed to make room for my husband by exiting that relationship. But I'm telling you, the way that he treated me within this relationship was so good. He's raised my standard, and you guys know that my standards were already high to begin with.
Okay.
But my ex treated me so well in our relationship that it was like, if the next guy, he's made it harder for the next guy. Because if the next guy isn't coming like my ex or better, then off the rip, you can get to stepping. Like, so, you know, breakups don't always have to be this, oh, I'm learning a hard lesson, or I went through some traumatic experience. Not every relationship is going to end up in a marriage. And the ones that don't end up in marriage doesn't mean that it has to be messy, or, you know, as long as you're upholding your standards within the relationship, it should be a positive experience. And honestly, my relationship was a positive experience. And I'm telling you, like, I have nothing bad to say about him. And we're still friends. We still talk and everything. But I just don't feel like the girls hear that often about a relationship that you get out of that has raised your standards. That, like, he's treated me so well, like the next guy's gonna be hard for him, you know? So I just wanted you guys to hear that, because not every breakup is a horror story, and not every breakup is some hard learning lesson. Some breakups are really because you're just maturing and you want different types of relationships, and you just came to understand, like, I don't see myself marrying that person, so let's not waste each other's time. And that's pretty much what this was. But like I said, great guy, love him, and yeah, that's it.
Okay. So it's great guy, love him, and then you go to the comments, right? So you go to the comments from this video of Amani Talks talking about breaking up with this great guy, and you get, this is what you get. Where's your jewelry from? Same, sis. Broke up with him the other day. He treated me well, but he wasn't my husband. Bro treated her well, and she still left. Because that's the bare minimum. She says that's the bare minimum. Treating her well. She talked about the gentleman in another video. She talked about how the gentleman actually raised her standard. If you ain't coming at least the way he's coming, don't come at all, right? So him treating her the way he's treating her, sending her flowers after they already broke up. Once he realized that she's done, right? Him sending her flowers afterwards, that's the bare minimum. Young lady, I mean this with no disrespect. You're not going to find a perfect man. I ain't judging, but if you're looking for the perfect partner, you'll never find them, because they aren't found. They're made. And I always say this, just because a man is a good man doesn't mean he's the good man for you. The women are, I love this. Some men are great boyfriends, but you can feel when somebody isn't for you, and that feeling alone is enough for me. We love healthy relationships, even when they end. I love a girlie that's not afraid to walk away. Sometimes we get so caught up in having someone, it's just a blessing. Like you see the overall tone of what she's saying, and there's nothing wrong with this, bro. There's absolutely nothing wrong with people's opinions that they're expressing about the situation. There's nothing wrong, absolutely nothing wrong with it. A lot of it may not make 100% clean, great sense to me, but it doesn't have to, because it ain't my life. You feel me? Like this, it is just what it is, right? So in seeing this, the young brother that I'm talking about, his name is Scarface Mark. So he sees this and he decides, you know what? I'm gonna flip this on its head, right? I'm gonna flip this on its head. And I'm pulling up his video. I'm gonna play his video.
Of 5 years, and I literally have no complaints about her. Like, she was perfect, right? All right, y'all. So I broke up with my girlfriend. She was actually. All right, y'all. So I broke.
So I'm gonna play his, but I'm gonna find it so you can see the visual. So we're gonna type in Scarface Mark breakup. We're gonna type that in because this is him a few days after kind of digesting, you know, whatever it was that now let's listen to Scarface Mark's video.
All right, y'all. So I broke up with my girlfriend. She was actually perfect. Like, even though we broke up, she'll still send me food. She'll cash at me for food and pay for my lunch and things of that nature. But being in that relationship, I just don't think she was my wife. I have to make room for my wife. Like, she was the perfect girl. She's a great girl. Perfect, right? But I just don't think she's the one for me. Like, I have to make room for my wife. It's like, if you get it, you get it. It's just like, a person could be a good person,
right?
But they might not be able to be that person for you.
Come on now. Talk about it.
So, yeah, like, she was perfect, though. Like, she never cheated. She always looked out for me. She used to cover my pocket when I didn't have it.
No.
But I just don't think she was the one for me, man. Like, I had to make room for my wife, dog.
Okay.
She was all good, though. Like, she was cool. That was my best friend, but I had to just let her go. I didn't want to hurt her anymore. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I just felt like we didn't agree on certain things, but she was perfect. Yeah, it's whatever, though. I mean, she's just not the one for me. All right,
Okay. So now, he says, so he pretty much provides a mirroring image to what Amani Talk said. He said a lot of the same things she said. Pretty much, you know, stole her whole fucking flow, word for word, bar for bar, right? And let's check out the comments to his video and see what the ladies thought about what he said. Why didn't you break up with her when you were broke? She was good for you then, I guess. This comment, 100 replies, right? This is so funny. I blocked her after the explanation. It made no sense. That was funny. It's just a reverse psychology. What is bro yapping about? The difference between these comments and the comments of a mommy video is crazy. I think he's trying to make a point to us women. That's what I'm saying. Some women actually get it. It's her fault. You deserve better. And it's always in jest, right? I'm trying to find my wife. Dude, you just lost her. That's what a girl says. Dude, you just lost her, right? So we don't get the same energy. It sounds like God was answering her prayers, is what another person says. Bro, self-sabotaging. Like, he said she was my mommy, now I'm a big boy and I want a wife. Like, you see what I'm saying? Sign language, you know, shame, insults, guilt, need to be right. So what we're seeing is the difference between, and a lot of the comments that the ladies were leaving after they realized how stupid they sounded, they started jumping ship, just deleting a lot of the comments. But there's many of them are still here. Many of them are still here. And what this is showing, bro, is the double standard that exists when women and men say the same things or carry themselves in similar ways, right? And so now we on TikTok after a couple of weeks of this shit, and the dudes just came out in droves. I ain't gonna lie, I made a couple of them too. The dudes just came out in droves, making videos kind of mirroring some of the same sentiments that they either, you know, see women say or have heard women say. And I'm talking about bro, if you go to TikTok and you do a search and you just search up soft guy era, Lil Goody, Scarface Mark, Hefe, John Cannon, Benny, like so many guys are just, I mean,
listen, I don't think y'all understand what this whole soft guy era movement is really doing. It's really exposing that a lot of women play ignorant to men's feelings and how.
I don't care what anybody says.
Okay.
But a guy should always be paying for dates.
Never.
I already
Never.
know. Men are
Shut
gonna-
up. Shut up, bitch. I don't. Ew, that's like a 2012 Honda.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Yeah, we're serious. You put up in a Honda? My gosh, you said broke.
That girl came to my house to take me on a first date in a 2013 Honda. When I asked her before what car she had, I thought she said Zonda, Pagani Zonda, a supercar.
Far from
a
a Pagani.
2013 four-door Honda.
I'm not finna lie to y'all. This drizzle shit has me weak.
And it's a joke, bro.
And I've said it before. I am not pro man and I am not pro woman. I am pro common sense. Shout out to Mark. Shout out to Goody.
Pro
Jeff,
common
all them
sense.
boys, the SGE, the soft guy era. Now, while I do think we need to leave some stuff to women, let them have their fun sometimes, that don't mean this shit's not fucking hilarious. I think it's so funny because it's clearly set.
I stand with Goody. I'm in my soft guy era. I need to be flown out. You know, I need a girl
Fly
that
that
can
king
take me
out.
shopping. No Diddy.
Fly that
I
king
need
out.
a girl that can go out.
No Diddy.
Get me a Birkin.
Come on now.
A little man bag.
Man
little
bag.
A little go yard.
That's right.
Come on.
So apparently there's this new thing going around where all men are calling themselves, they're saying that they're in their soft guy
They're in
era.
their soft guy
And
era.
I have a message to all you men out there. You're not men. You're kings.
You're kings.
And you know what? So am I, baby.
I mean, if you're a brokey, you could have just said that.
Women nowadays will literally be like, I can't find any good men. There are no good men left. And then they'll be like, I just need 6 feet, about like 6 inches, and like 6 figures.
Even if this video was just meant for fun, it's still another case of men acting like women have impossible.
Look,
Come on, players, stop hating. Stop hating. Stop participating.
Gender war is officially here. The soft guy era. This is what
like it's going crazy,
get
bro.
this straight.
It's going
You know what?
crazy.
I have something to say to all of.
It's going crazy,
You know what
bro.
I just find so distasteful?
Oh, Major Ick today in my soft guy era.
Major
I went
Ick.
to Walmart to buy a new headlamp
Okay.
bulb for my car. I had gone out and I was looking in the manual to see which exact bulb I needed. And some woman came up to me and asked me where the car floor mats were. It's such a major ache I turned and I yelled at her at the top of my voice. Do not approach men in public, you creep.
You creep.
Drizzle.
So this is the approach that the men have taken, and bro, it is so fucking funny and it's going crazy, bro. They even got the soft guy era merch, bro. I swear to God, they even got the soft guy era merch. They even got the soft guy era merch, and people are gonna buy it.
Listen, the soft guy era merch is gonna sell out in May. If you're
May
not
3rd.
following the HHU page on Instagram, you're pretty much cooked. Listen, the soft guy era merch is gonna sell out in May.
It's shorts. It's like the little
Following the HHU
hoochie
page
daddy
on
shorts with
Instagram,
the hoodie.
pretty much cooked. Listen, the soft guy era.
They got the hoochie daddy shorts with the hoodie. The soft guy era merch is dropping in May 3rd, bro. And man, this what I can say about it is this. We've gotten to a point on social media, on the internet period, where just common sense just isn't as common as it was. And these guys that are making these jokes and finding this funny and trying to, have a good time with this, what we're trying to do is to present in a respectful, clean way that a lot of the things that y'all be saying, bro, sound stupid. When you have, cause women can mask, prerequisites and preference. You can mask that. You can say, well, no, being 6 foot I'm not discriminating against anybody that's less than 6 foot. It's just a preference. It's something I prefer, and we know that. Come stop it. That's bullshit, bro. That's bullshit. And a lot of people think that the Shira 7 lady has something to do with this, and really, that lady is like me to them. That's old washed up shit. Ain't nobody really checking for that shit. This whole thing started between Amani Talks and Scarface Mark, 2 young people that are either successful or on the road to success. One is saying, look, I have this expectation of people that want to date me. That's how money talks. I have this expectation. And the other one is saying, well, look, if you're going to have this expectation, then I'm going to have similar expectations. And that's okay for either one of them. That's okay for either one of them. But the thing is, bro, wanting more than you're willing to contribute is a major problem in today's society, bro. It really is. Wanting more than you're willing to contribute is a major problem in today's society. And men just don't get away with that. That's just not something that men are allowed to get away with. It's just not. Now, women, on the other hand, where there are like those, what you call those old school men that will allow you to, gnarl their fingers to the bone and work until they're dead just to make sure that you can keep up with the Joneses. Like, bro, these young cats are not on that. They are smarter than that, bro. I was fooled with that. They got me with that. I'm the last of a dying breed. I'm the type of man that I felt like, and I always felt like, a man should pay all the bills and a woman should, be at the crib with the kids. If she does work, her money should go towards any extra and fringe type things that she may see for the family, including me. Including me, you know what I'm saying? Because I deserve nice things too, and my wife does that. And that's the dynamic that we've had. But over the last few years, man, we're starting to see, bro, this shit got to be a little different. My wife was not feeling fulfilled at the crib. She was feeling unfulfilled. She wanted to have more use and more worth and more value, she felt like. So she decided to go back to school. She's working on her nursing degree. So do you think that when my wife completes her schooling to be a nurse, that she's just gonna go to work them 412s, make $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year, and not contribute at all to the household bills? That's fucking crazy. Do I think that my wife is gonna go and work 412s and then come home after I've been already there for a couple of hours, and she's gonna walk in the house and the kids haven't eaten, they're not prepared for school, the house is a mess? Fuck no. That's crazy. I would be a fool. I would be a fool to think that my wife would do that. And then while I'm talking about my specific marriage and my specific situation, bro, I'm talking about a woman and my wife that when I decided to make a career change and leave the restaurant industry, because I had been a server for quite some time, when I decided to make that career change and to be a barber, to go to barber school, bro, my wife jumped up quick. Yo, I got your back. She got a job working third shift at the hotel, which was inside of the same restaurant that I was working at. So right when I'm about to get off, she's coming in for work. We tag up, boom. She's doing her third shift as a night auditor at the hotel, and I go home and get some rest so I can get up in the morning and go to barber school before I had to be back at work that night. That's the dynamic that we created because she saw something in me. She saw where I wanted to be a barber. She supported me, and I've been thriving as a barber and a photographer ever since then. And I could not have done those things without the sacrifice that she laid out. There's no way I would not be, where I am, even though I ain't nowhere crazy special. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a regular nigga. You know what I'm saying? But a regular guy. But I couldn't have got to this point without the love, devotion, and the teamwork that my wife displayed in that arena. There's no way I could have gotten here. There's no way we'd be where we are without a family, without the sacrifice that she put forth, right? And it's respected, and that's why I don't have no problem paying all the bills while she's in school. I don't have no problem doing that. I don't have a problem at all doing that. But I also know that when she finishes school and she begins in her career as a nurse, I know that she's going to contribute. She's going to want to contribute because she's not that type of woman. She's not the type of woman that just sits around and waits on you to do everything for her. She's not like that. Like she was low key miserable, while I was paying all the bills and she was at home with the kids all day. She was low key miserable. And I wouldn't have known that if we didn't have that open line of communication that would help her to voice those things to me. So what we're looking at right now in society, especially in the black community, but what we're looking at is a huge change of thought and opinion, man. It's pretty much a renaissance going on now. It's pretty much a renaissance going on now, where you have that Shira 7 lady that is, she's hell bent on teaching women to tie themselves to rich men, even if they may have morality issues, because she says things like she would rather cry in a Bentley. But the new guys, the young brothers, man, the Scarface Marks and all those young cats, they're saying, no, I'd rather you not cry at all. I'd rather you and me work together. I understand I don't come from riches. I understand you don't come from riches. You don't deserve a Birkin bag, and I don't deserve a Porsche truck. But if we work together, pool our resources, be a real team, work as a team. If we do that, I can get my Porsche truck. You can get your Birkin bag or whatever it is you want. You can get what you want, and I can get what I want, because two is better than one. That's what this whole drizzle thing is signifying. It has nothing to do with putting women down. It has nothing to do with men saying, hey, you have to take care of me because we took care. It ain't got nothing to do with that. What we're witnessing is the way the drizzle movement is outlining the way successful relationships work. It's satire, it's jokes, it's parody, it's all in fun, it's all in good fun. But what it really is saying, that these men out here now, there are men out here now that have become emotionally intelligent enough to understand when they're being taken advantage of. See, because the women that were pushing that emotional intelligence shit, like real heavy, real hard and heavy on people, the women that were pushing that, they wanted you to gain a level of emotional intelligence so that they could manipulate you, not understanding that once you begin to become emotionally intelligent, not only are you aware of your ill treatment toward other people, you become aware to where you're not being treated right. You step back and you say, wait a minute now, wait a minute. This isn't fair to me either. And now you begin to develop a whole new thought process where you're saying, hey, women actually do deserve equity. Women actually do deserve equity. If she's putting her best foot forward and giving me 100% of herself, no matter how it come, whether it's as a housewife or almost full-time housewife that has a part-time income, or whether it's a half the time at the crib, half the time at the job, full-time at the job, no matter what it is, reciprocity is in order. And that's what's going on in the soft guy era. That's what's going on. Because I would venture to say, even though I work very hard, I'm in the shop most mornings at 6 a.m. and I'm working from 6 to 6. And I may have some photography shoots or video shoots or something like that. I may have that. But I still would venture to say that I do live a soft life. I ain't never fucking worried. I ain't never worried if my home life is going to be good or if I'm going to get shot. I ain't never worried. Because I have a partner, bro. I have a partner. The kid's school tuition. School tuition was due, right? And without even telling me, my wife goes up there, drops $2,500 on the kid's school tuition. Drop $2,500 on the kid's school tuition, because she knows that she's my partner and I do need her help. And I do the same for her. I do the same for her. In the realm of what she needs to get done. Hey, mom's studying for a test. Everybody in the living room, keep the noise down. Let her do her thing. You feel me? Hey, I'm going off. I need to do this for me. I need some me time. Hey, you're good, right? That's the way it is. So hopefully this whole like the soft guy era thing, and hopefully what happens from this, what comes from this, is just a heightened sense of awareness to what you are doing and what you are putting out into the world and to what you are receiving. Because for so long, bro, it's happy wife, happy life. Man, them dudes don't want to hear that shit no more. Them dudes don't want to hear that happy life, happy wife shit. Happy spouse, happy house. That's what these young dudes on. They're not gonna be used. They're not gonna be abused. They're not gonna work there till their fingers are gnarled to the bone. They're not gonna do that just so You know what I'm saying? You can't guilt and shame them into saying that. You can't say, oh, well, if you don't pay all the bills, you're gay. You know what I'm saying? If you don't do whatever a woman tells you to do when she tells you to do it, if you don't automatically know what a woman wants, if you don't just know, a woman shouldn't have to ask. Nah, them dudes ain't hearing that shit no more, bro. Them dudes ain't hearing that shit. That whole like, oh, think about that for a second. If you don't know exactly what she wants and how she wants it, then you don't care enough. If you could, you would. That's fucking stupid, bro. Because the whole point to being with somebody and to having a long-lasting lifetime relationship, the whole point of having that long-term partnership is getting to know and getting to know again and getting to know again your partner. Because guess what? Over the years, people do change. My wife and I have been married going on 11 years. May 19th, if we make it, it'll be 11 years. Bro, this woman has changed and changed and changed and changed over the years. She changed. I was not prepared for the first change. I thought the woman I got is the woman I'm gonna have. No, this woman changes. Every so often, there's changes. Some are subtle, some are big. But the fact that I want to be with her, I want to grow old with her, I love her. I have to get to know her. I have to get to know her and continue to get to know her. That's how we're going to be successful. Is if we continue to get to know each other. And I think that's the building blocks of a long-lasting relationship, is being okay with somebody changing and growing and you continuing to be on a path of learning that person. To stay on that path of learning that person. And the drizzle thing, man, while it's very funny, I'm really enjoying it. You know, I really hope that it stays at the level that it's at, where it's simply we're just joking. We don't mean no harm. We don't mean no ill will. We're not playing with issues that women are really facing. We're not doing that. We're not playing issues that women like truly face that are hard for them, that we know should be changed, something should do about. We're not making fun of those. We're not making light of that. We're not making light of rape culture. We're not making light of toxic, of toxicity. We're not making light of women that have to deal with mental, emotional, physical abuse. We're not making light of those things because those things are not funny. And we're a group of guys that don't want to see women ever have to go through that stuff. We making fun of the bullshit that they be saying and want them to understand. Bro, if you want a man that is 6 feet, make 6 figures, and packing 6 inches of dick, all of you are not gonna be able to get a guy that checks off those 3 boxes. I'm sorry. No, there's not enough. I don't think there's enough of those guys so that all of you can get one. So you're gonna have to adjust some of your preferences. You're gonna have to adjust it. And the best and easiest way to adjust your preferences so that you can get what you want is if you look inward and you look at yourself. What's the male equivalent of, and that's the thing, a lot of y'all don't know the male equivalent of being 6 foot, making 6 figures, and having, these physical attributes that go crazy. A lot of y'all ain't, you don't understand the male equivalent. You really don't. The male equivalent to, or the female equivalent to a man that makes 6 figures. If making 6 figures is very important, and this can be from $100,000 to $999,999. If that is of a paramount importance to you, ask a man, what's of paramount importance to you? What's the one thing that you really wish that a woman had for you? And that's gonna vary from man to man. I know for me, the most important thing to me is pleasantry, to just be pleasant, to be somebody who I'm pleased to be around, somebody that is attractive, not in look, but in spirit, somebody that I want to be close to, I want to be next to, right? My wife has that. What else is very important to women? Oh, you got to be 6 foot tall. For me, in terms of looks, you gotta be soft, and it gotta be something that I can lay on and I'm attracted to. You got to do it for me. And my wife does. She does it for me. She does. I ain't 6 feet. She does it for me. She does it for me. You gotta, it's just, bro, it's a lot of shit, man. And I'm really hoping that this round of commentary ends the gender war, because I don't know if y'all noticed, but the price of houses has gone up dramatically. In 2021, houses was $286,000 on average. In 2024, $400,000 on average. The average house right now in America is $400,000. That's in 3 years. In 3 years, the average cost of a home has gone up 54%. If that doesn't tell you that to live, what we might call the American dream, or to live a life where, you can leave something, of substance, something of value behind to your children, bro, we're gonna have to get together. We have to work together. We have to get together, and we're gonna have to work together. We're gonna have to do it. That's just a fact. That's where we at now. And while, a lot of people, you may have negative things to say about Kevin Samuels and his commentary. I definitely get it. I understand the delivery issues, tone issues. I understand all that. But right before he died, he began to speak a lot about showing your work and knowing your worth. He said he wanted to end the gender war. He wanted women and men to stop fighting. And I believe that's what he wanted. I really do believe that's what he wanted. And the road to that, the way to get to that, in my opinion, is to put all of the preferences and the prerequisites, all those lofty expectations that you might have, is to date, marrying up, dating down, and all that shit. Man, fuck all that. If you are human, you're a human. I talked about a young lady a few weeks ago that made a post about dating down. She wants to marry a black man, and she realizes that if she is gonna marry a black man, she might have to date down and adjust some of her standards, and that's a reality. That's a reality for a lot of women. It is. Now, do I call it dating down? No, because I believe where your moral compass is where everything starts. I don't believe any woman or man should date down morally. I don't think any woman or man should date a person that they are not aligned with from a moral perspective. Now, when it comes to money, bro, we can always get that. We can always get that, because people that share a similar moral compass make very similar money. That's why the average for a black man, the average income across the country for black men and black women are relatively the same. It's like $45,000 and $42,000 a year for the average black man and black woman. And I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that. So don't take the drizzle movement so serious that you miss the actual message and what's going on. The message and what's going on is, hey, look, you ain't all that, and I ain't either. But together, you and I together, man, we can accomplish shit that goes further than the backgrounds we came from. We can accomplish things that goes way supersedes the things that you and I might have come from together. And that's very important. That's very important. So shout out to Scarface Mark. Shout out to Amani Talks, because this is a conversation that both of these young people started that I think is very, very needed, especially in the black community, whether you agree with him or you agree with her. So that's up to you. But you know, looking at young people, bro. As an older cat, I'm 45 years old. As an older cat, I'm excited about where the youth is taking us, because we're in a time and space now where young people, especially young black folks, they're speaking out, man. They're speaking their minds. And a lot of things they have to say are really good and make a lot of sense. And I definitely appreciate the commentary of those young people. So this has been Maurice Mann of Barber Mosaic. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll definitely see y'all on the next one.